I just want to do a video following the tragic happenings that have happened in Manchester. First, I'm going to be talking about the Jeremy Corbyn's manifesto. Now, I just want people to forget the bad comments that they've heard about him, forget the media, forget the headlines that you've heard about him. Just look at the positive stuff. And I'm going to mention both Jeremy Corbyn's manifestos and Theresa May's manifestos. And I'll try to do this as quickly as possible and clearly as possible, because this is really important, okay? Really important. I can't stress how much important this is. Okay, so this is his views on the NHS. This is what he will do. The NHS will get $6 billion a year extra raised from new taxes on the nation's highest earners. Free parking will be rolled out at all NHS hospitals. The $22 billion hospital cuts programme will be immediately halted and reviewed. And many people will be taken off waiting lists. Access to treatment will be guaranteed within 18 weeks. Access to any treatment will be guaranteed within 4 hours. NHS privatisation will be reversed, and the NHS and Social Care Act 2012 repealed. A national care service to provide more joined-up approach will be introduced, costing at first $3 billion a year. Carers' allowance will be increased by £11 to the rate of job seekers' allowance. A £250 million a year fund for children's health, with suggested measures including ban on junk food adverts before 9 p.m. Mixed-sex hospital wards will end. Cancer strategy for England will be delivered in full by 2020. HIV prevention treatment pre-REP will be fully rolled out to high-risk groups. Attacking NHS staff will be an aggravated criminal offence. The deficit on day-to-day spending will be eliminated within 5 years. The 45 income tax threshold will be lowered from earnings of $150,000 to $80,000 a year. A separate 50p band will be introduced on earnings of £123,000. The other 95% of earners will see no national insurance, income tax or VAT rises. The minimum wage will rise to £10 an hour by 2020, and over 18s will have the same minimum as over 25s. Insurance premium tax will be hiked from 12% to 20% on private health plans. A fat cat tax, officially an excessive pay levy on firms that pay salaries to staff. This was said to be 2.5% on wages over £330,000, 5% over £500,000. But this is not included in the documents. A Robin Hood tax will massively extend an existing 0.5% levy on each share trade. Corporation tax will be hiked to 21% from 2018 to 2019, 24% from 2019 to 20, and 26% from 2020-21, reversing Tory cuts. But the lower rate for small business will be brought back. Small businesses to be offered new support, including loans from regional development banks, including quarterly reporting rules. Key business to be protected from hostile takeovers. VAT will be introduced on private school fees. Tory cuts to capital gains tax will be reversed. Tory cuts to inheritance tax will be reversed, moving the threshold back from £500,000 to £325,000. £30,000 a week free childcare will be extended, costing $5 billion a year for 2-year-olds and all families, not just those in work. University tuition fees will be completely scrapped. Maintenance grants for university students will return. Bursaries for health professions like nursing will return. Education maintenance allowance for 16 to 18-year-olds will come back. Adult education will be made free for all someone's life. A new national education service will ensure education from cradle to grave. The 1% pay cap on teachers will be lifted. 3 school meals for all primary school children, funded by charging VAT on private school fees. Tory school budget cuts will be prevented. Transitional funding given to those losing out. Paternity leave will be doubled to 4 weeks and paternity pay increased. Labour will move towards extending maternity pay to 12 months. Sure startups will end the service will get more cash. Class size will be cut below 30 to 5 to 7-year-olds. Reduce the voting age from 18 to 16 in general elections. Tory school budget cuts will be prevented with transitional funding given to those losing out. A national transformation fund will plough $250 billion into infrastructure over 10 years. The railways will be renationalised with networks taken back into public ownership as operators' current franchise expire. The Railways Act 1993, which privatised the network, will be repealed. The water industry will be nationalised, costing billions of pounds. Royal Mail will be taken back into public ownership to reverse a historic mistake. The rip-off energy industry will have some element of nationalisation with new publicly owned firms set up in every region. An immediate energy bills price cap will stop household costs rising above £1,000 a year while Labour transitions to a fairer system. HS2, Crossrail 2, the Brighton Main Line and Science Field Line from Oxford to Cambridge will all be built. Labour will look at getting public-run bus companies outside London, which is already the case. Branch rail lines can be opened after Constellation. Most were shut in the Beecham report more than 50 years ago. Rail electrification expansion will be delivered across the country. Okay, so basically, that is all the Labour manifesto. Now, there is a lot more. Now, I do hope that when you watch this video, you will read the full page. Now, I couldn't go on it because it's just too many points to go on. Now, I'm going to read you. I'm going to read you. Jeremy Corbyn's. Theresa May's manifesto now. Okay, so this is Theresa May. Okay, so Theresa May's manifesto. I'm just trying to find it now. Okay, real terms increases in NHS spending reaching $8 billion extra per year by 2022-23, scrapping the triple lock on the state pension after 2020, replacing it with a double lock, rising with earnings or inflation, means test winter fuel payments taking away £300 from wealthier pensioners, rising cost of care threshold from £23,000 to £100,000, but include value of home in calculation of assets for home care as well as residential care. Scrap 3 school lunches for infants in England, but offer 3 breakfasts across the primary years. Pump an extra $4 billion in schools by 2022. Net migration cut to below 100,000. Increase the amount of levied on firms employing non-EU migrant workers. Scrap a planned 72,000 cap on care costs, which had been due to 2020. People with assets of more than £100,000 would have to pay for their care, but could defer payment after their death. However, the value of an elderly person's property will now be included in the means set for care in their own home, meaning more people will be liable to contribute to the cost of being looked after. Increase the personal allowance to $12,500 and the higher rate to $50,000 by 2020. Keep pledge to ensure residents can vote high increases in council tax via referendum. Improve HMRC's capabilities, clamp down on smuggling, including improving policy on board as UK leave EU, reduce online VAT fraud, spend more on research and development, ensure industry and businesses have access to reliable, cheap and clean power, deliver all rail airports and broadband and businesses need, increase the amount of levied on firms employing migrant workers. Listed companies will have to publish ratio of executive pay to board the UK workforce pay, maintain pledge to cut corporation tax 70% by 2020, reform business rates with more frequent revelations, simplify the tax system, regulate more efficiency saving ambling through the red tape challenge and the one and two out rule, legislate for another regulation of tax advisory firms, update the rules and govern mergers and takeovers, ensure foreign ownership of command controlling important infrastructure does not undermine British security or essential services, legislate to make executive pay packages subject to strict annual votes by shareholders, consider a ban on companies which cold call people to encourage them to make false personal injury claims, reducing insurance costs by cracking down on exaggerated fraudulent rubbish claims, increase the national living wage to 60% of median earnings by 2020, ensure people working in the GIG economy are properly protected, change the law to ensure listed companies nominate a director from the workforce, create a formal employee advisory council to assign specific responsibility for employee representation to designate non-executive director, introduce the right for employees to request information relating to the future direction of the company, pump an extra $4 billion into schools by 2022, scrap free school lunches for infants in England, but offer free breakfasts across the primary years. No school will have its budget cut as a result of the new funding formula. At least 100 new free schools a year. End ban on grammar schools. Conditions would include allowing pupils to join at other ages as well as 11. Ask university and independent schools to help run state schools. Specialist maths schools to be opened in every major city in England due to new funding arrangements. Every 11-year-old expected to know their times tables off by heart. If universities want to charge maximum tuition fees, they will be required to become involved in academy sponsorship or the founding of free schools, introduce T-levels, change the rules to allow the establishment of new Roman Catholic schools. New faith schools will vow to have to prove parents of other faiths and none would be prepared to send their children to that school. Work to build up on the investment funds of universities across the UK. Real terms increases in NHS spending reaching $8 billion extra per year in 2020. New GB contract and changes to the contract for hospital consultants. Retain the 95% 4-hour AE target. Require foreign workers and overseas students to pay more to cover the cost of NHS care. Scrapping the triple lock on the state pension over 2020, replacing it with a double lock rising with earnings of inflation below 2.1%, means set to winter fuel payments to pensioners, tighten the rules against pension abuse and increase punishment for those caught mismanaging pension schemes, give the pensions regulator powers to issue punitive fines for those found to have willfully left a pension scheme under resourced and, if necessary, powers similar to those held by the Insolvency Service to disqualify relevant company directors. Consider new criminal offence for company directors to put at risk the ability of a pension scheme to meet its obligations. Commitment to bear down on immigration from outside the EU across all visa routes. Immigration cut under 100,000. Students expected to leave the country at the end of their course unless they meet new higher requirements allowing them to stay. Overseas students to remain in the immigration statistics. Exit the European single market and customs union seek a deep. So there's quite a big strong Brexit. I won't go into the Brexit legislations. But basically, they will replace the Human Rights Act and make up their own Rights Act. So that means taking our rights away. Culture and media, I'm not going to go into that either. But just have a look. and compare the two manifestos. Crime and Justice. That's quite lengthy as well. I won't go into that. What I want to go on as well now. Um, Now, I just want to say that Theresa May also wants to bring back fox hunting, which is absolutely despicable. It's a cruel sport and it should be brought back. It's like saying, I put your dog in the garden and let all the foxes out there ripping it apart. Right? It's just the same as that. Okay, it's the same scenario for what happens to the fox with the dogs that go on the hunt. Now, okay, Jeremy Corbyn. This is what he said about the manifesto of uh, the Conservatives, Theresa May. Scrapping the triple lock on pensions, removing the winter fuel allowance, and forcing those who need social care to pay for it with their homes. The Conservatives' record is one of broken promises and failure. They promised to raise living standards, but working families are set to be an average over 1,400 a year worse off. They promised to improve all standards of NHS care, but A&E are in crisis. They promised to protect school spending, but schools are facing crippling cuts and class sizes are soaring. You can't trust a word Theresa May says. Now, that is a man, and a very intelligent man, and you need to listen to him. Vote Labour. Vote Labour. Vote for Jeremy Corbyn. You need to vote for Jeremy Corbyn. You need to vote. Please vote for Jeremy Corbyn. No matter what you've heard about this man, he's a decent man with decent policies. You need to vote for Jeremy Corbyn. Think about your children. Think about your elderly relatives. Think about your disabled relatives. Think about all the poor people out there. Just think, right, for yourself, who you think is a better Prime Minister, okay? Because it's really important. And the people that are watching this video that don't vote, please go and register and vote. It is really important. And also, I just want to finish off. I want to give my condolences to all the people that were killed in Manchester last night. It was a very bad thing that happened. But this is partly why I've done this video, because it is really important that we get Theresa May out, because we need to get this peace bargain going around. We need to stop all the wars. We need to get the troops out of all these countries. You know, we need to let them sort it out themselves, because it is their retaliation that's causing all these bad things that are happening. So you know, without all that stuff, they won't be able to function, because they won't have anything to retaliate by. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching.